Good evening, humans. Tyrannosaurusmoth here, and tonight we're taking a look at the WWE Ultimate Edition Coliseum Collection Wave 3 Roddy Piper and George the Animal Steele figures from Mattel. Let's do this. Aesthetically speaking, both of these figures look utterly fantastic. And yeah, we're gonna dive right in. We're gonna start with Piper. And yeah, I just think they did a great job here. Really good buck for him as well. Obviously more of a physique than he had, but still, like, I mean, with the Ultimate Editions, obviously the shoulders and traps and all that are gonna look a lot larger. But overall, just it really looks like just good. And beyond that, I think they absolutely nailed the colors. This shade of blue is perfect for the trunks and the knee pads. The color they got for the boots is dead on. Just love the way they got that, like, shade. It's like a red that's kind of brownish, but not really. You know what I mean? I mean, you're looking at it, so obviously you know. But yeah, it's really fantastic there. And then, you know, the head sculpt, if I get my camera to focus here, very, very nice. I'm assuming we've seen this before. Actually, I had one other Piper figure that I ended up selling just because I wasn't really happy with it, and I'm definitely much happier with this. Really good likeness. The eyes seem slightly wonky, but not enough to be a distraction. It's just because I'm kind of obviously looking a little more closely here and kind of picking it apart, but good hair sculpt as well. So there's really good stuff going on here for Piper. Then going to George the Animal Steele. And this thing's insane. I guess starting off with the face sculpt, like, absolutely looks like George, and that is just insanity. Like, it's what an expression. And they got the green tongue, and the paint's done nice and like kind of crisp, so that's awesome. Speaking of which, getting to the body, really like the way they did the body hair here. Obviously, George the Animal Steele was a very hairy fellow, and this looks pretty natural without actually doing like fur or flocking it or something like that. I think this looks really, really good. I'm assuming these are tampos of some sort, but just beautifully done because it looks natural, it looks right. So yeah, just very well done there. I think, again, the buck here is very much appropriate and looks really good. And then we get to the gear, and, you know, black and red, so I'm definitely a fan. And they're done really well. I mean, straight black line here down the, or straight red line, pardon me, right down the leg. And then these boots that we've seen many, many times before. In fact, I think they're the same that Roddy Piper has. But I do like the extra touch here of down here at the soles, we got the black piping before the actual sole. Pardon me, like running in my light here. So yeah, very nice details there. Just really just killer looking figures overall. Obviously, we get a crazy amount of accessories here, so let's jump right in. And starting with Roddy Piper, we get a pair of fists. We get a pair of relaxed / open palm hands. We get a pair of pointing fingers. And then a pair of requisite C-rips. Then he gets 3 different head sculpts. So we get the smiling face we just looked at in aesthetics. Then we get this pretty much perfect smug smirk face. Love the way that one came out. And then we get the angry yelling face. They did a beautiful job of this. I mean, yelling faces are definitely hit or miss for any line, but I think they really nailed that one. So there's that. Then we get the old school WWF mic. So as we can see, the kind of compromised logo there in yellow and the black box here, and then the top is that old school sort of grill. So we get that, and then we get entrance attire, of course. So we start off, we get the hot rod shirt without the piping, because that's the way the original figure was for the LJN line, I believe these are based off of. So very nicely done. You know, we got the Velcro on the back. I don't know where the hell I got that. So get that. We get his kilt, nice bright colors here as well. Really like the way that came out. Again, we get Velcro on the back. And then finally, something that really, I think, puts us over the top is the belt, and really kind of makes it look a little, just that little bit more premium, and some nice silver paint there for the buckle. And this does come undone right there. And that just kind of obviously goes at the waist of the figure. So very nicely done. Moving on to George the Animal Steele, we get a bunch of hands. So right out of the box, we get these kind of sandwich holding hands, and I think those are for holding one of his other accessories here. But they could be used for holding sandwiches if you have 1/10 scale. Then we get some splayed out hands, and of course, our requisite sea ribs. Then we get 3 different head sculpts. So as we looked at in the last section, we get the kind of surprised tongue out face, beautifully done. Then we get more just general confusion. Great sculpt once again. We still see the tongue there. And then finally we get a yelling face. Beautifully done. Really like how sharp the kind of bottom row of teeth are there as well. So there's that. Then we get his entrance shirt, black and red. This does have the piping, so very nicely done. We get the Velcro on the back. Then we get mine. This is beautifully done. Great sculpt all around. There's even like a little bit of a dark wash here to bring out the fur. Got the green tongue there. Even articulated, so we can move the arms, which is just really a very, very welcome feature. So really cool there. Then finally, we get a turnbuckle. So if you got the new generation ring, obviously this goes with that. And it actually has stuffing you can pull out, which I think is just brilliant. I mean, how could you not? So just, yeah, love that they did that. And that will do it for accessories. Articulation balance on both these figures is absolutely killer, and freestanding kicks all around. They are not leaning against each other at all. Just, took no time. A lot of the joints here very dialed in. They feel very tight. So nice, like not overly tight, just very much like where they should be. And articulation is pretty much the same between the two, but we're going to start off with George the Animal Steele here. So we have the barbell joint here at the head, so we're looking up that much, not really looking down. We're kind of running into the chin there. But we do get some nice side to side. Of course, because they're Ultimate Editions, we do get that butterfly joint. We get hinge and swivel at the shoulders, bringing us to there. We get bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, bringing us to there. We do have hinge and swivel at the wrists, all horizontal, of course. We're not getting verticals on Mattel figures yet. We have ball joint here at the diaphragm, so we're getting about that much crunch forward, not too bad. We're getting some decent arch back, and some side to side, a little gappy. Again, if you're gonna like get certain angles, but still very, very nice. Swivel at the waist. Whoa, pardon me. We do have our drop downs. These don't seem to activate quite as readily as some of the others, which is good. Perfect front kicks though, full 90. We do get thigh swivel, the biceps of the legs. And then we get double jointed knees folding in half. We get boot swivel, and then our foot joints. Actually, I haven't warmed these up. I haven't needed to. We get that insane point, that insane forward. We do get our toe hinge, and then we get rocker both in and out. So yeah, that's George the Animal Steele, and not really any difference for Roddy Piper at all. So I get George to stand there. Obviously it's a different cut. Real big differences are going to be in the head, but we do get up. We get a little bit more down because of the way that the head sculpt is cut. Then definitely more side to side, but everything else is the same, pretty much same range too. So there's all of that. We do get a tiny bit more in the torso, so just a tiny bit more of a crunch forward. Arch back is pretty much the same. And other than that, it will all be exactly what we got with George the Animal Steele. So that is articulation. Getting into size comparisons, here they are with some other WWE figures, with some other wrestling lines, with some Hasbro and some other Mattel, with some imports, with some monsters. Finally, with articulated icons, Oni and yours truly in human form as a Valorverse Action Force figure. So my final thoughts on the WWE Coliseum Collection Wave 3 Roddy Piper and George the Animal Steele figures from Mattel is that this is a super fun set. Really just everything about this is great. The likenesses are fantastic. The articulation is dialed in. All the little details really make this set something special. And this might be my favorite of the Coliseum Collection, which is saying something because of how much I loved Wave 2. So cannot recommend this enough. Certainly if you're a fan of Roddy Piper, George Steele, or this era of wrestling. And this is actually still available on Mattel Creations, where it is an exclusive. So you can pick yours up now. I'll have that link in the description below, pardon me. And with that being said, I hope you found this review informative and somewhat entertaining. And if that's the case, I hope to see you back, because I do multiple reviews a week of action figures related to tokusatsu, dinosaurs, monsters, pro wrestling, of course, and more. So if any of that appeals to you, go on back and let's talk some more toys. Let's have some more fun, escape the world. And yeah, just hope to see you back. And ultimately, I just hope you're well. I hope that all of your toy dreams come true. And most importantly, I hope that you and yours stay weird, simians.